Bree will be completing her master's degree from Wesleyan University following the season. Bree has served as a graduate assistant for 2 years. Coach Holder has this to say about Bree. Thank you for your hard work in making this such an easy transition this season. Without you being a huge part of this, we wouldn't have had the success we've experienced. Your love of the Lord and heart for others is awesome. We can't wait to see what God has in store for you. From our team and coaching staff, thank you so much, and we all love you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Bree Williams. Our next senior lady, ladies and gentlemen, is Maddie Stewart. Maddie is a business administration major at Fort Oklahoma. Maddie has been a key component to the success and team camaraderie of Oklahoma Wesleyan University women's basketball during her time here in Bartlesville. Maddie's greatest memory of OPW would be able to be the mother to all the younger JV players and the opportunity to be part of the senior day game and ceremonies. Coach Holder has this to say about Maddie. Stu is a team player. She is all about whatever is needed to help the team perform the best. Stu can often be seen with her arm around younger players to show them the ropes and encourage them in the process. Stu seems like just yesterday, Coach AJ and I were at some official career signing day. It certainly doesn't seem like enough time has passed for you to graduate. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow and become the young lady you are today. Your loving, caring, and loyal heart are what make you special and will continue to serve you well. Thanks for being a huge piece in this program and everything that is done during your time at Oklahoma Wesleyan. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Stewart. Our next senior, ladies and gentlemen, is Sharenda Maddox. Sharenda is served by her mom, Sandy Washington, and her brother, Bobby Maddox Jr. Sharenda is an exercise science free therapy major from Terrell, Texas. During Sharenda's time at Oklahoma State, she's been a key component in the team's growth and success on and off the floor. Watching 30 people give their lives to Christ this year. Coach Holder has this to say about Sharenda, better known as Tootie. Tootie epitomizes what our program is all about. She's a perfect example that hard work does pay off. Tootie's work ethic and desire to see the process through has rubbed off on everyone in the program. The fact that Tootie's greatest memory for college is seeing 30 people give their lives to Christ is a testament to her love for others and her love for Christ. It will be impossible to fill the shoes left behind by Tootie, but we will be forever grateful to you for having been part of our program. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharenda Tootie Maddox. Our next senior lady, ladies and gentlemen, is Lady Gay. Lady is being escorted by her parents, Dennis and Carol Gay. Lady is a biology major from Hastings, Oklahoma. During her time here as a Lady Eagle, she has shot 40% of the floor and 33% from the three-point line while playing a major role in the program on and off the floor. During her time at Oklahoma Wesleyan, Lady's favorite memory comes from a van ride back from the game in her sophomore year when the team had a heart-to-heart talk discussing their first impressions of one another. Coach Holder has the following to say about Daly. Daly is a class act. It has been a blessing to get to know her this year and be her coach. Daly is an extremely hard worker and has made our team better every day. She leads by example, never will make an excuse for taking a layoff. Our entire team is better for having known and played beside Daly and for having During her time at Wesleyan, Mary's favorite memory is eating cheesecake and watching Golden Girls with teammates Timothy Weir and Lee Morgan. Coach Mulder has this to say about training. It seems just like yesterday I was talking to you during your high school senior year about attending Wesleyan. Now here we are in senior term. Wow, how time flies. Green is the kid we all hope our kids grow up to be like. She is hardworking, high-character young lady that will be successful at whatever she does moving forward. Green, I can't thank you enough for the role you played this year, but more importantly, for being the person you are each and every day. Thanks for trusting me through the entire process and making this year a joy. Ladies and gentlemen, Karina Carden. Our next lady you will see here, ladies and gentlemen, is Sarah Short. Sarah is escorted by Carla Haram, Peter, her brother, and Shantae, her sister. Sarah is a business marketing major just from Tulsa. During her time at Wesleyan, Sarah has scored 315 points, grabbed 262 rebounds, and been called up to guard at multiple positions. Sarah's favorite memories revolve around van ride talks, Miss Candy's chili cornbread, and the time that Mary fell running in front of the gym during preseason. Coach Holder has this to say about Sarah. Sarah, I'm so proud of you and all you have accomplished. God has major plans for your life and is going to use you in a mighty way. It's been a blessing to get to know you and form a bond that will last for years to come. I'm glad we've got to be your coach, but also glad I've got to be a part of your life. We couldn't have accomplished what we have this season without you. Thanks so much for trusting me and letting me be your coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Short. Our next Lady Eagles senior is Patience Retire. Patience is escorted by her dad, Patrick, mom, Rebecca, brother, Shalom, sister, Joy, boyfriend, Emmanuel, and cousin, Vanessa. Patience is a nursing major from Wilmore, Kentucky. Patience has already accepted the nursing position at St. Francis Hospital and will be continuing her education at UNKC, pursuing a doctor of nursing. During her career at Wesleyan, Patience has scored 740 points, grabbed 789 rebounds, and blocked 90 shots, while having multiple double meetings. Patience would like to give special thanks to her mom and dad, Renee and Sarah Cole, nurse Ed, and most importantly, God. Coach Mulder has this to say about Patience. Patience, I remember the day you signed to play for me like it was yesterday. I was so excited to be your coach, and I'm glad I didn't miss that opportunity for your senior season. You are an amazing person, and you will continue to touch so many lives in the years to come. Your smile is worth $1 million, so continue to give it to everyone. I cannot wait to see how God uses you after graduation. There's no way that you have the success we had this season without you. You've accomplished so many things during your time at Oklahoma Wesleyan, both on and off the court. Thanks for choosing Oklahoma Wesleyan and trusting me to be your coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Patience Retire. Our next lady will see you, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Hodgson. Mary is escorted by her mom, Lori Hodgson, brother and sister-in-law, Todd and Holly Eddy, and her nephews, Todd and Lacey. Mary is a sports recreation and leadership major from Forest Grove, Oregon. Mary is currently 9th in the KCAC for the low levels, 5th in defensive rebounding, 7th in total rebounding, and ranked 47th nationally for defensive rebounding. Mary's favorite memory is cleaning out the pond in her first semester I thank you so much for trusting me during the process of becoming your coach and for everything you've given our program this season. You're a huge piece of everything, and I will forever be grateful to you. Ladies and gentlemen, marry me in a hot minute. Our next lady senior is Cheyenne Bean. Cheyenne is supported by her parents, Todd and Jean Bean, grandparents, Sonny and Linda Bean, and Zeb and Mordecai. Cheyenne is a double major in secondary social studies education and psychology from Newark, Oklahoma. Cheyenne plans to coach at Newark schools next season. Cheyenne was today's game, having scored 1,030 points in her career, shooting 82% from the free throw line, and is ranked 4th in the ACC in assists per game. Cheyenne's favorite memory has been teaching Karina the difference between the words idea and ideal every single day. Coach Holder has this to say about Cheyenne. Cheyenne, you're a good person and a basketball player. You're going to be an amazing coach. Well, I think you're going to win many games as a coach. I can't wait to see how many lives you can win for the Lord. It's going to be awesome following your coaching career. It's been a pleasure being your coach and watching you grow over your time at OKWU. You're a huge piece of the success we had this season, and I will forever be in your debt for all you have done for our program. Thanks for everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheyenne Bean. Our next annual senior, ladies and gentlemen, is Tiffany Rieger. Tiffany is supported by her parents, Brad and Robbie Rieger. Tiffany is a biology pre-med major from Manchester, Oklahoma. Upon graduation, Tiffany will be attending Oklahoma State College of Osteopathic Medicine with plans to be a physician in the United States Army. In Tiffany's game, Tiffany has scored 1,298 points while hitting 224 three-pointers. Tiffany is currently ranked second in threes made and threes per game, ranks 4th in scoring average and total scoring, and is 6th in field goal percentage in ACC conference play. Tiffany is also recognized as the top 50 player nationally in threes made, threes per game, and three-point percentage along with total scoring. Tiffany's favorite memories are when a patient hit herself in the face with a water bottle. Her red shirt shenanigans with grace and correctly Karina's grammar daily. Coach Holder has this to say about Tiffany. It's no secret that Tiffany is an amazing shooter and great basketball player. Tiffany wants to be the best and win in everything. It doesn't matter if it's a game of cards, getting a better grade in summer, or any basketball game. She wants to be the best. This is why she'll always be a success in life, and probably one of the few people that I will trust to be my doctor someday. Tiff, I'm so thankful that God brought you to Oklahoma Wesleyan and I got to coach you. You set the bar pretty high for those who will follow in your footsteps, and for all of us at Oklahoma Wesleyan are thankful. Thanks for trusting me and letting me be your coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Rieger. In closing, Coach Holder had this to say about the entire class of 2018. I've said it many times, but thanks to each of you so much. I only regret being your coach
Welcome back to Oklahoma Wesleyan University. We're less than 10 minutes away from game number 2 of the final KCAC doubleheader of the regular season. And man, it does not get much bigger than this. Two teams coming in with identical records in conference. Of course, the 20th ranked Eagles 21-8 in the regular season. Kansas Wesleyan 16-11. But both teams knotted up at 14-7 in second place, fighting for the top spot. Remaining Southwestern has already clinched the number 1 seed. They'll be headed to the NAIA National Tournament. Got to think though, a win here for the Eagles could go a long way. In solidifying an at-large bid if they need it. But if the Eagles win this one, they would not only have one game in a conference tournament at home, but in all likelihood, they would have 2 if they're able to win that opening round game. So a lot at stake here. These teams, the number 2 and number 3 seeds, and it likely could turn out that way as well. There's also a big group of 3 teams. That's York, St. Mary, and Friends at 13-8 on the tails of these 2 teams that very well could jump up and create some problems here. This KCAC standings, this middle group of these 5 teams really, of Wesleyan, the 2 Wesleyans, York, St. Mary, and Friends, they've kind of just been battling it out all season long. Southwestern fell back to the pack for a second. The Eagles had a chance to catch up to them, but it didn't quite happen. This is going to be an interesting ball game with huge implications. One of the bigger games in the conference all season. It's going to be a fun matchup of conflicting styles in this one. Kansas Wesleyan really likes to play that slow it down basketball, where the Eagles absolutely love to get out on the break. They love to score. Their last ball game had 101 points against Bethel on the road, 101-62 the final score in that one. First time they've been over 100 since the non-conference season when they did it 5 times, so 6th time they did that on the year. 6 players in double figures in that one. It was a really exciting contest. The Eagles should be coming into this one with a lot of confidence and a lot of energy. They know what's at stake. There's no telling them. They've already known this. This has been a game that's been marked on the calendar all season long, really, knowing that these 2 Wesleyan schools have been so close in the standings all year long, and now they've got a chance to duke it out. The winner takes the number 2 seed, and in all likelihood 2 home games on the way to a potential conference tournament championship in Wichita. We'll continue our pregame coverage right after this. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on KPGM. And we're back here at the Mueller Sports Complex, less than 5 minutes away from tip-off between Oklahoma Wesleyan and Kansas Wesleyan. The battle for second place in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. These 2 teams squared up back on January the 6th. That was up in Salina. The Coyotes came away with a 66-59 win in that one. The Eagles had a 7-point lead at the break, but were outscored by 14 points in the second half. The Eagles were led in scoring in that ball game by Isaac Rowe. He had 16. Josh Wilchcomb had 12 points. Raymond Alexander also had 12. On the other side, the two guards really got it done. Jamon Fulton, Terrell Gandy, they combined for 28 points. And Darius Hammer, their other guard, he was the other player in double figures with 10 points. Was talking with Coach Donnie Bostwick before this contest, and Coach said it's going to be a brawl, really. He expects to see a really good basketball game. The Eagles have played in just a ton of these, really coin toss kind of basketball games. You don't necessarily know who's going to be the winner at the beginning of it. And maybe with a minute left, you still really don't know who's going to come out on top. Anthony Monson's Kansas Wesleyan team, conflicting styles. They're going to try to slow it down. That was really what they accomplished in that first basketball game. Took the air out of the Oklahoma Wesleyan offense. If they can do that today, that's going to be their biggest key to victory. It's really who can control the tempo here today. That's going to be the biggest indicator of who wins this ball game. And if the Eagles don't let that slow it down defense get to them, then I think they could have a good chance at getting a win here today. You know, everybody's been firing on all cylinders, especially KJ Malvo, averaging actually over 20 points a game in the last 4 contests. The team has really put a lot of trust in him. KJ's kind of just been letting it fly, for lack of a better term, from beyond the arc, and the Eagles have really been reaping the benefits from all that success. The Eagles coming into this ball game with a lot of momentum, like I said, after the big win against Bethel. Before that, it was the overtime loss to Tabor, but 4 wins in a row before that. 5 out of their last 6. The Eagles have only lost 3 games since they've added Josh Wilchcomb and Jansen Litsky to the roster. So that's been a big change here. Joshua Wilchcomb wasn't necessarily acclimated to the team just yet the first time these two teams squared off, but he's definitely getting worked into the fold now. We'll take another quick break. We'll have starting lineups and tip-off coming up right after this. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on 99.1 FM KPGM.
Welcome to Oklahoma Wesleyan University.
back here at the Mueller Sports Complex. Starting lineups being announced as we speak on the court, and we might have a nice motorcycle rev with that old tradition being revamped. I know Roger Skelly had talked about that. The players came out with a motorcycle, and there it is, revving quickly for the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes. Jamon Fulton, a 5'6 senior, a 6'2 sophomore, Zach Rimmel, 6'1 senior. Terrell Gandy, that motorcycle awfully loud. Sean Allen, a 6'3 senior, and a 6'6 senior, Raul Mary. And for the Eagles, it'll be Albert Lawrence getting the start. KJ Malvo as well. Jake Feicher, the junior from Flower Mound, Texas. 6'7 junior out of Mansfield, Texas, Isaac Rowe. 6'8 junior from Elmont, New York, Joshua Wilczko. You gotta love that, trying to ramp everybody up here at Mueller. Battle for second place, essentially the silver medal game in the KCAC this season. Two teams coming in at 14 and 7. See, the Eagles can rev the engine of their offense just like that motorcycle there in the far corner. Trying to get some energy in this building. Chick-fil-A cow was here earlier. It's a heck of a day to play some basketball. It's senior day, senior night if the Eagles wanted it, but they do not have a single senior on roster. I was joking with Coach Bostwick about that. He said, twice as nice, we'll do it all next year. A lot of juniors on this squad. About ready to get this one underway. Purple and gold for the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes. Eagles in the home gray. Once again, those starters. It's Lawrence, Malvo, Feichert, Rowe, and Wilczko. Fulton, Rammel, Gandy, Allen, and Neri. 20 minutes on the clock here. Relatively full house. Nice little luncheon hospitality room deal going on for the women's basketball team. All the seniors, their friends and family, and all the players on roster, I'm sure, will filter back in here at some point and get it a little bit louder here for this final regular season contest. 21-8 Eagles, 16-11 Coyotes, both 14-7 in league play. 6'6 Raul Neri, 6'8 Joshua Wilczko doing the jumping here today. Referee blows his whistle, and he sends the ball in the air. Wilczko bats it back. We're underway. Final regular season contest to KCAC play. KJ Malvo, hottest shooter in the conference, has the ball, working on Terrell Gandy over on the left wing. Gets a high ball screen from Rowe over to the wing. Malvo being guarded tightly. Has Albert Lawrence on the right wing. Albert attacking, getting in the lane. Trips, loses the ball. Heading the other way with it is Gandy. Kansas Wesleyan on the break. Gandy stops at the free throw line, shuffled his feet. It's a travel. First turnover of the contest. Eagles get the ball back here just 20 seconds into it. Battle of the tempos is going to be important in this one. Who wants to dictate styles? KJ Malvo bringing it up. Near side gets a high ball screen from Wilczko. He'll pull up from deep. Malvo, that one rattles around, falls through, gets the shooter's touch. KJ Malvo, nearly 45% from three-point range this season. Getting close to Jake Feicher at one of the nation's elite. There's Rashawn Allen, top of the key. Allen gives the ball off to Fulton. Now Rammel has it top of the key. Step-up jumper beyond the free throw line, knocks it down. Zach Rammel, North Dakota State transfer. Division I talent, so is KJ Malvo, originally signed to play at Oral Roberts. Malvo matched up with Gandy, takes the screen from Rowe over toward the left wing. Rammel will follow him. He'll get another screen from Wilczko. Wilczko now slips away. Malvo kicks it to Lawrence, right wing. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Rowe with the ball, right corner. Rowe dribbles behind the back on the block, fades away. Shot effective there, tipped and controlled by Neri underneath. Kansas Wesleyan, the Coyotes head the other way, 3-2. Here's Fulton, giving up to Rammel, back to Fulton, wearing those bright neon yellow shoes is Fulton. He'll give up to Neri in the post, trying to back down Wilczko. Spinning over the right shoulder, and he converts in close. Josh Wilczko, not an easy guy to score over. One of the top shot blockers in the conference, and he's only played on the team in the second semester. 4-3 Coyotes. Malvo has the basketball in his hand, gets a screen from Feichert, sinking into the corner right side. Malvo up to the wing, a foul called on the floor here. They're going to get Raul Neri. He was locked up with Josh Wilczko down low. First foul of the game, either side, minute 50 in. 4-3 Coyotes out in front. Yes, it is Coyotes, not Coyotes. Rowe will inbound from the baseline. Isaac scanning. Throws it into Malvo. Plants on the baseline. Pops from 10 feet. Off back rim. Won't go. Neri gets the board. He'll give off to Fulton. Now Rammel, full head of steam. Rammel, top of the key, turns around, feeds Fulton. 1 point Kansas Wesleyan lead. Here's Gandy, left wing, driving in, loses the ball. Malvo, a shot at the steal, saves it, almost saved it in front of his own bench. An attempt there as he's being helped up to his feet by Brayman Alexander, who will likely be one of the first off the bench. Under 18 minutes, 4-3, Kansas Wesleyan keeps it in the front court. Junction City, Kansas native Terrell Gandy throws it into Jamon Fulton. A lot of seniors in this lineup, 4 of them for Kansas Wesleyan, a veteran bunch. Here's Ramel crossing over left wing, driving. Fikert takes the charge. Ramel shoved the elbow there. I don't know if Jake was set, but Fikert excellent at taking charges, and the Eagles get the first 50-50 call going their way here at home. First one on Ramel. KJ Malvo has had the basketball in his hand nearly the entire game, at least early on, 2.5 minutes in. Malvo skips one on the block for Wilchcomb, sizing up there. He's got 2 inches of height on him. Wilchcomb, right shoulder into him, goes up with the left hand, off back iron, tipped up, and it's still loose down low, finally secured by Fulton. He'll outlet it up to Allen, but he can't handle that one on the far sideline near midcourt. It goes out of bounds. Eagles will get possession once again. Kansas Wesleyan, 2 turnovers early. High-intensity basketball game going on here today. Rowe will inbound far sideline in the front court, gets it to Malvo, back to Isaac Rowe. Rowe is going to create some matchup issues for Ramel at 6'2". He's 6'7", stops on the elbow, feeds Lawrence right wing. Now they get it to the Wilchcomb in the post. Wilchcomb backing down there, he puts the ball on the deck. Wilchcomb pausing, skips it to Fikert, cutting to the basket, a bucket. Jake Fikert, a rare 2 for the first time all season. Jake Fikert, and a pair of 2-point field goals against Bethel. Jake was even joking that he attempted 3 of them, missed a layup last game, making up for it there, 5-4. Jake, one of the elite 3-point shooters, the only reason I bring that up. Fulton on the left wing. Coyotes on offense, entry pass to Neri. Wilchcomb reaches over the top, he'll be called for a foul. First one on the Eagles, 16:49 on the clock. They've got a 5-4 lead. First sub coming in, it'll be Marquise Kramer, the freshman, relieving the senior Jamon Fulton. Anthony Monson, head coach for the Coyotes. Inbound goes to Allen, left wing. Allen passes up top to Kramer, straight away. Kramer, the elbow, steps back, finds Ramel up top of the key, plants, skips it on the block for Neri, goes up with the left hand, off back iron, Wilchcomb secures the board, underhand scoops it to KJ Malvo into the front court. Eagles by 1, 3.5 minutes in. Malvo working on Allen, driving, lost the ball up at the top. Allen dives on the deck, gets the steal, he'll give it to Kramer. Now to Ramel, 2-on-3, Ramel driving, charging into someone, and a foul is going to be called first. Before he made that action that sent Jake Fikert down to the ground, Isaac Rowe is going to be the one who picks up the foul for the Eagles. Back-to-back fouls, back-to-back times down the court. Kramer will inbound. Kansas Wesleyan averages 72 points a game. They give up 70. It's been a very fast-paced league. A lot of teams that like to score. Kansas Wesleyan is a contrarian of the bunch. Here's a drive-and kick from Kramer to Allen on the left wing. Up top, Ramel. Ramel kicks it to Allen, left wing 3. Rowe's hand in his face, can't convert. Wilchcomb secures another board. He'll give it to KJ Malvo quickly. Now finds Elbert Lawrence near side. Elbert to Isaac Rowe, right corner. Rowe crossing over, driving, baseline contact before he puts a shot up. And it's going to be an elbow, a foul called there. A grimace on Anthony Monson's face. As this one's going to go on Rashawn Allen. Eagles going to put in a new wave. This bench group played phenomenally, logged a ton of minutes in the second half. Jervis Hamilton, Chris Murphy, Jansen Litsky, Brayman Alexander, and Marcus Bracken. Sometimes it can be a 4-forward look. David Beck is injured. He's got a splint on his left finger. He's been battling that injury for some time. Re-aggravated that on Wednesday against Bethel. Inbound goes to Murphy. Eagles by 1. Here's Marcus Bracken, who made a big impact on Wednesday. He's seen a lot more minutes these last 5 contests. Here's Murphy up top, finding Brayman Alexander on the right wing. 2-3 zone defense. Hamilton sets a screen. Brayman takes it. Matched up 1-on-1 with Gandy. Brayman to Murphy. 7 on the shot clock, top of the key. Back to Brayman, 5 seconds. Alexander needs to get something quick. Crossover dribble, 2 seconds. Pulls a deep 3, left wing. Off the rim, goes down into the corner. Murphy tried to save it, nearly threw that one off of Darius Hammond on the far side. But they say Murph stepped out of bounds first. Ithello Cross is going to check into the game now for Neri. It's Alexander, Brackens, Murphy, Hamilton, Litsky on defense for the Eagles. 1-point lead, 15:33 on the clock. Low-scoring basketball game so far, playing into the hands of Kansas Wesleyan. Here's Ramel catching a pass right wing. Steps up to the free throw line, feeds Kramer right wing, hesitates, passes back up top. Ramel straight away 3 ball knocked down. Zach Ramel Shooting near 30% on the year from distance. 7-5, Kansas Wesleyan goes out in front. Every basket going to be critical in this ball game, especially as this is played at Kansas Wesleyan's tempo. Here's Alexander, and he's going to lose the ball. Gandy jumped the screen, one-on-one on the break. Gandy, and up and under layup, and he converts. Donnie wants a timeout. 9-5, the Eagles trailing after a couple buckets knocked down in a row by Anthony Monson's Coyotes. Just a 4-point ball game here with 15 minutes remaining in the contest. A 30-second timeout. Would like to take a second to thank all of our wonderful sponsors for bringing you this KCAC doubleheader here on a Saturday evening. Farmers Insurance Agent Paul Green, the Bartnet IP, Bartlesville Examiner Enterprise, and of course Oklahoma Wesleyan University. I think the first 150 people in the door got some free Chick-fil-A nuggets today. Chick-fil-A Cow down having some fun with the cheerleaders on the near side baseline. Hopefully the Cows got something to celebrate. 9-5, 5 minutes into this one. Eagles shooting 2 of 7. They have Alexander, Hamilton, Brackens, Murphy, and Litsky. Raymond Alexander gets a screen from Murphy, left wing. Brayman, handoff to Brackens, still on the wing. Brackens crossing over, dumps it off inside Murphy, middle of the paint. Lowers his shoulder, flips it up there with the right hand, a little baby hook shot, and it goes down for Murphy. He's got back-to-back games in double figures coming into today. Here's Ramel, left elbow, stop and pop jumper, knocks it down. Ramel, he's got 3 shots to go in this one, contributing to his 7 points. It's 11-7. Coyotes the early advantage. Eagles 3 of 8 now from the floor. Here's Alexander taking Kramer to the left wing. Handoff Brackens. Gets a screen up top from Murphy. Brackens straight away. Gives off to Brayman on the wing left side. Guarded by Hammond. Alexander in and out. Step back 3 ball. A little bit short. Fight for the rebound. Hamilton has it in the corner. Eagles keep it alive. Jervis to Alexander. Shot fake on the wing. Skips it to Murphy. Short corner left side. Murphy matched up with Kramer, the freshman. Hesitation dribble. Drives baseline. Now works it back up top to Alexander. They'll reset. Eagles down by 4. Here's a high ball screen for Murphy. Alexander on the left wing. Gets it to Brackens. Offensive foul called on the far side. They're going to get Chris Murphy there. Didn't like the screen he set. First one on Chris Murphy. Grinded out kind of basketball game. 5 of 7 from the floor is Kansas Wesleyan. They've got 3 turnovers. Kramer flips it to Ramel, left wing. Ramel, crossover. Dribbles up to the free throw line, works it back outside the arc, right side for Hammond. Hammond to the top of the key, takes Brackens with him. Feeds Ramel, right wing, driving on Jervis Hamilton. A 3 in the key violation called. Coyotes give it over for the 4th time. Donnie, after only about 2.5 minutes, he's seen enough, wants to put his starters back in. It was 5-4, Eagles led when the bench group came in. 7-3 was the run for Kansas Wesleyan in that matter of time. So it'll be Rowe, Malvo, Fikert, Wilchcombe, and Albert Lawrence. Donnie needs some good minutes from his starters today. Put your best 5 out there for really as long as you possibly can. I think that's going to be the strategy today. Here's Fikert, right wing. Fikert dribbling to the corner, turns around, hands it off to Albert Lawrence. Albert feeds Rowe on the block. Rowe underneath, steps on the baseline. Now the Eagles are level in the turnover category with 4. 11-7, 13 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. Eagles showing a little bit of backcourt pressure. Kramer behind the back dribble, gets by Lawrence. Flips it to Nathaniel Leach. Leach gets it across the timeline into the paint. Now back out up top to Kramer. Kramer, top of the key, underhand to Ramel. Back around, it's Leach. Deliberate possession, 10 on the shot clock. Leach, top of the clock, key rather. Gives it to Ramel. High ball screen. Ramel pull up from the free throw line. Little off balance, and that one no good, but the rebound ripped down by Cross. Cross fighting it up there. Wilchcombe blocks the shot. Eagles get it. They'll head the other way in transition. Fikert, ball in his hand, feeds it to Rowe. Pass behind him. Isaac recovers, flips it behind his back to KJ. KJ skips it to the corner for Isaac Rowe. Now Malvo with some room. Left wing. Almost got it, but Albert Lawrence is there for the easy putback after the missed 3-point basket. First points for Albert today, and it's a 2-point basketball game once again. 11-9, Coyotes the early advantage. Here's Kramer, triangulated in between 3 defenders, gives it off to Ramel on the right wing as they work it into the front court. Here's Leach, dribble handoff, it goes to Hammond. Hammond, a carrying violation there, ball stuck to his hand for a second. Hammond looks puzzled. I don't think he should. Eagles an opportunity to tie. They could take the lead as well. Ernest Carter going to check in. Zach Ramel, who's caused some problems for the Eagles, sits down with 7 points. Backcourt pressure, a little bit of it. Carter now backs off after Rowe inbounds it to KJ in the backcourt. Malvo, 3 points in the game. Been a creator on offense. Bounces it to Wilchcombe on the block. Wilchcombe spinning around the defender range, but they say he traveled first. Another turnover for the Eagles. Seeing the crowd start to fill back in there on the far side. 12 minutes left. Here's Kramer. Gets by the timeline, trapped, throws it up to Leach. Leach spinning around the defender, kicks it to Hammond. Left corner three up and misses short. And Range gets the offensive board though for the Coyotes, battling with Fikert. Range plants and throws one up. He's fouled on the way to the cup. AJ Range will head to the foul line now. 93% shooter from there. 6'6" junior, Junction City High School, Junction City, Kansas. Range on the line, misses that one. Normally a polished shooter from the stripe. Foul is on Fikert, the Eagles' fourth. Range bends at the knee, sends it up, and leaves another one short, but the rebound tipped into the hands of Kramer. Coyotes keep it alive. Eagles can't keep making mistakes like that and need to keep having prowess on the glass. In the lane, it's Leach. Kicks it up to Kramer, driving, plants the floater and the foul. It's the bucket to go. It's what happens when you give up offensive rebounds. They lead to second chance points. Donnie sure knows that one already. 13-9, Kramer back to the stripe. Kramer, a freshman out of Aurora, Colorado. Free throw through, completes the three-point play. 14-9. Eagles 2 points in the last 2 minutes. 11.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Wesleyan of Oklahoma, that is, shooting 4 of 11 from the field. Here's a high ball screen. Malvo feeds Rowe. Rowe tried to pass it into Wilchcombe. Ball tipped. Should have been stolen, but Isaac recovers it. He'll get it back to Malvo. Malvo, top of the key, gets a high ball screen from Rowe. Malvo crossing over. Has a mismatch with Carter. Crosses over again and traveled there as Carter got a hand on it. KJ trying to plead his case. Not going to get anything out of it. Eagles give the ball up now for the 7th time. Got to clean that up. That's exactly what Anthony Monson and the Coyotes want to do. Frustrate these Eagles. Force them to turn the ball over. You know, I was talking with the Kansas Wesleyan radio broadcast before the doubleheader today, and they said, you know, we thought the Eagles were the best team in the conference talent-wise, and I had to echo that sentiment, but I think this team's own worst enemy is themselves from time to time. Here's Hammond crossing over Alexander, takes it to the 10, can't convert. Wilchcombe snatches it off the rim. Quick outlet to Isaac Rowe. He wasn't looking. Kramer comes away with it. Another turnover for the Eagles. They trail by 5, 10:45 on the clock. Hammond steps up to the free throw line, feeds Kramer top of the key. Now they work it around. Here's Leach crossing over elbow. Now to the free throw line, picks up his dribble, finds Hammond right wing. Gets a screen. He lost the ball for a second. Wilchcombe tries to get it away, but he knocks it out of bounds. Good defense there in contrast from the Eagles. Jansen Litsky's going to come in for Elbert Lawrence. Donnie wants to get a little bit more height out there. Alexander, Rowe, Litsky, Wilchcombe, and Malvo. 14-9, 10.5 to go. Hammond inbounds to Kramer. Kramer on the wing, matched up one-on-one with Rowe. Now finds Hammond up top, gets a screen. Hammond, elbow, right side jump shot, that one off. Rebound tipped up, it falls right into the hands of Jansen Litsky, the freshman. He'll give off to Malvo. Eagles 36% from the field. Malvo driving, he's fouled when he crossed the free throw line. This will be the 4th team foul on Kansas Wesleyan. It'll be whistled on the sophomore Nathaniel Leach, who picks up his first. Gandy checking in, as is Braden White. Coming back into this contest, Kramer exits. Litsky inbounding from down low. Gets it to Malvo, plants left corner, 3-ball, nails it. KJ Malvo, that touch, silky smooth. The Eagles cut it within 2, 14-12. Midway through this first half, even at 10 minutes. Here's Ernest Carter dribbling right wing, runs into Jansen Litsky as the Eagles were trying to institute a trap. Freshman from Owasso picks up that foul. Two-point ball game here. Mentioned the tempo going to be important. Kansas Wesleyan winning that battle right now, but only up by 2. Here's Carter driving on Litsky. in the lane, flips it up with the left hand, scores easily. Minimal resistance there from the freshman. 16-12 the score. Essentially the first quarter of the basketball game done. Coyotes out in front. Alexander in the corner right side finds Wilchcomb. Extended from the elbow right side. Jab step, pull up jumper. Wilchcomb, silky smooth, knocks that one down. Josh, for a big fella, he can extend his range from time to time. Just the first bucket for him, the Eagles. Try to get him the ball in the post the first couple minutes. Hasn't been as much of an emphasis lately. Here's Carter giving it back to Leach. Pull up three from the right wing. Flat shot, but he nails it. Nathaniel Leach, first bucket of the contest. 19-14. Kansas Wesleyan has had a lead here. A good bulk of this half, not all of it. Here's Wilchcomb feeding Rowe left wing. Josh sets a screen. Isaac driving left side, now steps back. Pull up jumper, 16 feet on the baseline. Misses short. Carter snatches the rebound. And he'll give it off to the freshman guard, Braden White. White to Carter. Carter stepping up, crossing over, wants the matchup with Litsky. Kicks it to the corner. Braden White, left side, high arcing three-pointer. Misses that one just a little bit short off the left side of the iron. Wilchcomb another board. He'll give it to KJ. KJ pull up, left wing triple, buries another one. Lights out KJ Malvo. He wants some more. 9 points for him, 19-17. Eagles knock that down to a one-possession lead yet again at the 8.5-minute mark. Offensive foul. They get AJ Range setting an illegal pick on the right wing for Terrell Gandy. Eagles trying to sub a little bit too early. Now Fikert and Chris Murphy allowed to come back in. Wilchcomb and Rose sit down. Eagles have 3 3-pointers on 5 attempts. It's all KJ Malvo, at least on the makes. Malvo 3 of 4. Brayman Alexander took the other one. He's got the ball in his hand at the controls of the offense. Gets a ball screen at the top of the key from Litsky. Brayman right side kicks it to Fikert. Lines the 3-ball up and shoots that one a little bit too strong. Litsky offensive board. Back outside Brayman. Spot up straight away. Lines it up. No good. And the rebound finally secured by the Coyotes. It's Ernest Carter. Quick outlet to Rashawn Allen. At the left wing he catches. Euro step in the lane. And he's fouled on the way up there. Chris Murphy was about to sky over the top and get a big block shot there. But instead they get the foul. It'll go on KJ Malvo. KJ rarely in foul trouble. Malvo been in double figures 21 times this season, knocking on the door here with 9 points already. Allen at the free throw line converts. First points of the ball game for him, 20-17. A made free throw here would make it a 2-possession lead for the Coyotes once again. Donnie trying to plead his case with the near side referee as Allen converts another one. Both of them go through, 21-17. Eagles need to find some more consistent offense. They've shot up a lot of 3-point attempts, 7 of them. Malvo has a screen from Litsky, takes it to the right wing, makes contact, works it to the corner. Fikert steps into one with momentum, a little bit too strong this time. Fikert 0 of 2 from distance. Braden White full head of steam as he collects that rebound. Alexander jabbing at the ball, top of the key. White drives, kicks to Ernest Carter, deep right wing triple, knocks it down. Ernest Carter, 5 points for him. 24-17, Eagles want a timeout as the Kansas Wesleyan lead extended as large as it has been in this contest. 7:34 remaining here. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step aside with them. More Eagle basketball coming up right after this. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on KPGM. joining the action back here at Mueller. The Eagles could not get a shot up there on that possession. Apologize, that commercial ran on a little bit long there. The Eagles had 30 seconds to get a shot up, couldn't get it done. They'll give the ball back to Kansas Wesleyan. If you're just joining us, 24-17, Coyotes out in front of Oklahoma Wesleyan right now. Keeping the tempo of this game a little bit slower than Wesleyan would like. Got a lot of students here, some students listening at home as well. Glad to have you aboard. Final regular season contest. Here's Allen, gets a screen from Neri. Coyotes on offense. Handoff goes to Braden White, the freshman from Topeka. Gets a screen from Carter, works the ball into the corner left side. Now Gandy flips it over his head to Carter. Carter back to Braden White. Braden White driving baseline, 7 on the shot clock. Flips it to Allen at the elbow. Now Carter, corner 3. Murphy's hand in his face, hits off the side of the backboard and right into the hands of KJ Malvo. Eagles need to find some offense. Fikert, left wing shot fake, feeds Murphy on the block. Murphy backing down Carter to Litsky. Now they work at Malvo, right wing. Malvo holding onto the ball. Litsky slips into the paint. He'll feed Alexander. Alexander in the corner. Step up. Now step back jumper. No good. Long rebound. It goes back out to Jansen Litsky. Eagles keep it alive. 5th offensive rebound. Here's Fikert wide open. Steps into a corner 3. Can't get it. Jake gets his own offensive board. A 3rd one of the possession. Here's Malvo. Top of the key. Eagles resetting. 6 minutes left in the first half. They trail by 7 here at home. Malvo a crossover. Move almost too good for himself. Another crossover. 8-foot floater. That one too strong. Allen secures the board. Finally, the Coyotes get it back after the Eagles had 4 shot attempts. Neri sets a screen for Allen. Pull up from 3 off front iron. Not a very good possession for Kansas Wesleyan. Eagles in transition. Malvo on the left wing. Finds Fikert in the corner. Now they get it to Murphy on the block. Backing down Carter. Murphy getting in the lane. Has the ball ripped on the way up, but he's fouled. Chris Murphy, a big impact player these last 2 games, has earned a lot more minutes, and he'll head to the line. Murphy just shy of 50% on the year, from the free throw line, that is. Eagles from the line today, well, they're 0 of 0. First one through, Murphy's 3rd point. Both teams will be shooting free throws from here on out. Next foul will put the Eagles in the bonus. Coyotes already there. Substitutions, and plenty of them. We'll brief you on the 5 on the floor in just a second. Murphy's free throw hangs on the rim, falls through. It'll be Wilchcombe, Hamilton, Malvo, Rowe, and Lawrence Murphy checks out. So did Bremen, Litsky, and Fikert. Eagles showing backcourt pressure on Kramer. He'll skip it to Gandy. Now they get it across to Ramble, who checked back into the ball game. Ramble 7 points. He'll hand off to Kramer. Kramer working it far side to Rashawn Allen. Eagles showing a bit of a zone look. Here's Allen. Gives it Kramer, trying to bounce it inside for Neri. The Eagles had 2 big guys at the top of the zone. It's a kind of a funky look. It's going to be a kicked ball, I believe. They'll reset the shot clock to 20, so Kansas Wesleyan keeps it. Inbounding, it'll be Kramer down low. Kramer, like a soccer throw in, flips it into the backcourt. Ramel has to chase this one all the way down to the opposing basket. And he'll dribble back into the front court. Gets a screen from Neri. Ramel kicks it to the right wing. Kramer shot fake, driving on Rowe. Kramer trying to get to the rim, left side, can't convert. Wilchcombe converged, great defense. Outlet to KJ Malvo. Step up, left wing, triple, high arcing, it's through the cylinder. Malvo, 4th three-pointer in double figures yet again. 22nd time this season. And a quick timeout for Anthony Monson after a 5-0 Eagle run out of their own timeout. Donnie must have laid into him, got some good words to him. 5:04 remaining here. It's a 30-second timeout. Exciting basketball going on here at Mueller. Not really going to lay out many of the postseason scenarios at the current moment because really they only matter if the Eagles do not win this one. So if that is the case, we'll address it after the game. The one important one, with the win, the Eagles clinch the number 2 seed. They would play a Thursday conference tournament game right here at Mueller. If they won that, they would play a Saturday conference tournament game right here at Mueller. And if they win that, moving on to the finals, that would be Hartman Arena in Wichita, a neutral site. But first 2 rounds of the KCAC tournament are hosted by the home team with the best record. Kansas Wesleyan, just a 2-point lead. 5 minutes left before halftime. Here's Ramel crossing the timeline. Rowe picks him up. It's going to be a good matchup there. Ramel, an aggressive scorer. He'll find Kramer top of the key. Albert Lawrence giving him a little bit of room. Eagles on defense here, 15 to shoot. Here's Rashawn Allen, right wing, off the screen from Neri, spinning out of trouble. Gets it to Neri on the elbow. Neri at the free throw line. 8 seconds. Gets it back outside the arc to Allen. Makes Hamilton fall. They'll get it up to Ramel. Ramel driving in. Dumps it off for nobody in particular. Knocked out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock. Not a lot of direction on that possession for the Coyotes. Good defense by the Eagles. They've really stepped it up here of late. Kansas Wesleyan hasn't scored in 3 whole minutes, and they've got 2 seconds to get a shot up here. Has to be a quick look. Likely don't even have time for a dribble. Inbounding, it'll be Kramer in just a second. They're wiping up a spot there in the gutter. Looks like we're all good now. So Kramer gets the basketball from the striped shirt, official. He'll throw it to the corner. Ramel step back, and he traveled, and the shot missed anyways. Ramel tried to take his momentum with him into the corner, and the referee said, nope, that's travel. So another turnover for Kansas Wesleyan. They're 7th. The Eagles have 9, by the way. But an opportunity here and a big one for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They could tie or take the lead. KJ Malvo, the man with the basketball in his hand. 4 3-pointers in the first half. Here's Isaac Rowe. Rowe matched up with Kramer, dribbles up to the free throw line, finds Wilchcomb extended from the elbow. Wilchcomb taking it to Neri, spinning. Now needs to get rid of the ball. Now fades away from 10 feet, can't convert. Not a good look for Wilchcomb. Saw nobody to pass to, so he thought to just shoot it. Maybe not the best strategy. Here's Neri, hand off to Ramel. Ramel driving through the middle of the lane, kicks it out to the corner. Leach fumbled it for a second, now finds Kramer. Shot fake, gets by Kramer, a little bit too eager with the pass off of Leach's hands, out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers for the Coyotes. Eagles another golden opportunity. We're at the 3:58 mark in the first half. This game, I think, as advertised, is going to be a close one. Eagles on a 5-0 run in the last 3.5 minutes or so. Malvo guarded by Gandy. Half-court logo. He'll give it off to Albert Lawrence. Lawrence on the left wing, only 2 points to his name so far today. Albert taking the defender, leads to the top of the key. Now feeds Rowe, near side on the wing. Jervis Hamilton on the block, backing down Ramel. Jervis with some size, plants his feet in the lane. Flips that one up there, but a travel called first. Jervis not wearing those signature green shoes of his today. Maybe that's why he traveled, opting for the whites today. Figure those green shoes a tribute to his native country, Jamaica, from Montego Bay. 24-22 in the backcourt dribbling. It's Ramel, Isaac Rowe, and Lawrence trying to trap him. Skip pass to Kramer to cross the timeline. Kramer driving, kicks to the corner. Leach open 3, and he misses that one a little bit long. KJ Malvo skies for the board. Full head of steam. KJ, one of the fastest players in the conference. Flips to the corner. Albert Lawrence shot fake. Ramel, the defender, steps up to him. Albert to the wing now. Crossover dribble. Another one back the other way. They work it to Hamilton. Now Rowe, right side in the corner. Driving on Leach. Rowe is doubled. He finds Wilchcomb at the free throw line. One dribble. Step up. Jumper. Josh can't convert. The rebound is going to be saved from going out of bounds by Leach after he batted it that direction when he really didn't need to. Leach will catch a pass on the left wing, trying to get in the lane, contacted by Hamilton. Jerv going to be called for the foul. Free throws on the way for the Coyotes. Tempo all of a sudden picking up in this game. These last couple of minutes, we're under the 3-minute mark. First foul on Hamilton, 8th one on the Eagles. Alexander's going to come into the game. Hamilton sits. Eagles get a little bit smaller. 3 guards, 2 forwards, essentially, depending on how you classify Isaac Rowe. Really plays everywhere on the floor at any given time. Leach gets the first end of the 1-and-1 to go through. 5 points for the sophomore out of Westfield High School in Houston. Leach steps up, takes a deep breath, spins the basketball in his hand, bends at the knee and sends it up. Rattles around, no good. 25-22, stays a 1-possession game. Eagles are going to walk this one into the front court. 3-point offense has been most reliable for them. They're 4 of 10. Really, KJ Malvo has been the most reliable for them. All 4 of those threes his. Alexander off the screen from Rowe, top of the key, scanning. Finds KJ straight away, match up with Kramer. 13 to shoot. Isaac Rowe sets a pick. Malvo picks up his dribble. Gives it off to Rowe. 9 seconds. Isaac attacking right side of the lane, but a 3 in the key called on Joshua Wilchcomb. Can't have that. Eagles 11th turnover here in the first half. Kansas Wesleyan defense forcing some of them, but that's just a mental mistake. Eagles got to be better than that. Rowe had a nice matchup. I thought he would have scored out of it. quickly the other way. The Coyotes solving the press. Hammond on the baseline, throws it up top. Rammelt underhanded it to Hammond. Now Leach. They work it all the way up top to Kramer, spinning away from the defense. Finds Rammelt. Shot fake in the corner. Drives baseline right. Up and under. Layup out of control. Off the glass. Won't go. Albert Lawrence secures a long rebound. Eagles the other way. Lawrence throws it to Alexander, left corner. Alexander wanted it there. Didn't get the pass in time. Elbert driving right side. A foul called before Elbert can get into the painted area. And that will be free throws after Nate Leach picks that one up. Elbert, not a very good free throw shooter. Leach is second, by the way. 25-22, 2 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in this one. Kansas Wesleyan. I mentioned they're the contrarians of the league. Most of these teams want to score as many points as possible. Kansas Wesleyan tries to take away as many possessions from the opposing offense. Lawrence, front end of the 1-and-1 off, front iron and through. 3 points for Elbert now. (25-23). Eagles could make it a 1-point ball game. Lawrence, second one, converted as well. 25-24. In the last 5.5 minutes, this Coyote offense, they have 1 point. Eagle defense bleeding them dry. K-Dub trying to pick up the tempo, but not to much avail. Here's Hammond, top of the key, gives it off to Leach, who stays in the game with 2 fouls. Here's Carter, backdoor cut to Gandy, lays it up and in. And finally, that field goal drought of nearly 6 minutes has ended. Terrell Gandy gets his second bucket, 4 points for him. 27-24, a minute 40 on the clock. Eagles shooting as a team, not very good, just 8 of 24. Rowe feeds Lawrence left wing. Lawrence, hand off to Alexander. Bremen skips it to Isaac Rowe, short corner. Now an underhand shovel to Lawrence, steps into a three-pointer. It's an air ball, bad miss. Ernest Carter recovers it underneath the 10. Carter working that one to Hammond, far side on the wing. Now near side, Gandy, pull up 3. Rowe's hand in his face, off back iron, it misses. Rebound, tip to Marquise Kramer for the Coyotes. Kramer throws that one away. Oh, man. Rowe touched that ball on this. Oh, no, they say Rowe didn't touch it before it went out of bounds. I thought Isaac Rowe just gave the possession to the Coyotes. Donnie Bostwick is right in front of the play. The look of terror on Donnie's face told me what I thought that call was going to be. He's got a little bit better of a vantage point than myself. So the Eagles, after that near critical mistake, now have an opportunity to tie once again with a three-pointer. No one that's not named KJ Malvo has hit one, though. KJ has the ball in his hands, luckily. Matched up with Gandy, crossover right wing, pull up, 2-point high arcing shot, knocks it down, and he's knocked down. It's an and-one opportunity for Malvo. The pull-up surprised Gandy. He panicked and ran into it. Big-time bucket for a big-time player, KJ Malvo. He's got 14 first-half points. This team has really flourished in these last 6 games. They've won 5 of them, not counting today. KJ been phenomenal in that stretch. He's now taken the title of the team's leading scorer, just shy of 14 points. It was Bremen Alexander for the season's first 27 contests or so. KJ Malvo, though, the Hill Junior College transfer, brought so much life to this Eagle offense. Opportunity to tie the game. KJ just shy of 80% from the stripe. Sends it up and in. We're knotted at 27. The Eagles on a 10-3 run in the last 6.5 minutes. That tells you anything about the tempo of this ball game. A little bit slower than what we're used to. 27-0, full court pressure. And Kramer caught the pass in the corner, shuffled his feet before he put the ball on the deck. Referees are going to get that one every time. Now Kansas Wesleyan joins the Eagles in double figures in the turnover column. They've got 10 to Oku's 11. 46 seconds on the clock, 30 on the shot. 27-all. Eagles' last lead was 5-4 at the 15-minute, 30-second mark. They could gain one before halftime here. That would be big. Malvo, top of the key, 17 to shoot. Gets a screen from Isaac Rowe. Throws the ball to Isaac on the left wing. Matched up with Gandy, the smaller defender. Crossover, step back, 3-ball, up and in. Isaac Rowe, a big-time shot. Eagles by 3, 23 seconds left. Shot clock turned off here in the first half. Eagles first lead in over 15 minutes of game action. Crowd loving it. See if they can get a stop and take this lead into the break. Hammond dribbling on the half-court logo. Albert Lawrence, the defender on him. 9 seconds. Hammond calls for a high ball screen, gets it from Carter. Hammond inside the arc, works it to Kramer, left wing, driving with 4 seconds, floats it over Murphy, got a hand on it, it's a miss. Rowe with time, heaves it from 60 feet, and that one misses well short, but the Eagles running into the break on a 13-3 run in the last 7.5 minutes. They've got a 3-point advantage as we head to halftime. We'll step aside for a quick break here. Halftime stats and analysis on the way. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on KPGM. welcome back here to the Mueller Sports Complex. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on 99.1 FM KPGM. You can also find tonight's broadcast available online, bartlesvilleradio.com, and directly to your mobile device, wherever you may be, on the free-to-download Bartlesville Radio app. I know we've got a lot of listeners around the country, really. We've seen a lot of support all season long. Got people up in Washington State, Cherryvale, Kansas, state of Missouri, up in New York even actually on that app. It wasn't in this season, but in high school football season, had a listener down in Costa Rica. So Bartlesville Radio goes international. Have a lot of listeners out there. A lot of people that have supported Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball, myself and Roger Skelly all year. To you who have listened really at any point this season, we would like to extend a really warm thank you. This is my first season on the call doing these Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball games, and I tell you, I've had an absolute blast following these two teams all season long, really. Final regular season game here. It's a big one. We'll get to these numbers here in just a second. Would like to take a minute to also thank our wonderful sponsors, Farmers Insurance Agent Paul Green, Barton IP, the Bartlesville Examiner Enterprise, and of course Oklahoma Wesleyan University. That background noise playing a game, a buzzer beater, some youngsters dribbling through the cones and trying to get a layup, running 90 feet in 7 seconds. We actually had our first winner in about 20 contestants. There's about 20 more lined up. We got youngster through one cone, through two at the top of the key, driving in for a layup, and he can't convert. Anyways, 30-27, Eagles lead at halftime. You always got to have some fun these halftime contests. KJ Malvo representing half of the Eagles' point totals. He's knocked down 4 3-pointers, had a nice and one jump shot that went in as well. KJ 5 of 8 total, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Really the only scorer of note for the Eagles in this one, surprisingly enough. It's just a little bit of a interesting basketball game from the perspective of the Eagles. You know, are usually a team that's scoring in the 70s and 80s, even on a bad night. Broke 100 on Wednesday. Shooting percentage down at 37, though. They're 10 of 27 from the field. 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. Isaac Rowe, the only one not named KJ Malvo to get one. Eagles +5 on the boards, 19 to 14. They've got 6 offensive boards. Really, the turnovers have plagued both teams in this one. I think this game could be up near the 40s had the Eagles not turned it over 11 times, the Coyotes 10 times. They need to take better care of the basketball. That's really the only way either team's going to prevail. But if one of these defenses can continue to force turnovers in this one, or force bad shots even, then I think they will have an advantage. I don't think 20 minutes of basketball has really given us any indication on who the better side is in this one. The Eagles' defense, though, down the stretch was pretty phenomenal. Only allowed 1 field goal in the final 7.5 minutes of play. If you can keep up a stretch like that, take some of the momentum out of the locker room. The Eagles were only able to build a 3-point lead out of that. They trailed by 7 at the start of that run. It was a 13-3 run. So if they can keep that momentum out of the locker room, they came into it with a lot when Isaac Rowe hit that go-ahead 3-pointer. So we'll see what the Eagles can do out of the break. We'll take another commercial timeout. More Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball coming up on KPGM. Welcome back here to Oklahoma Wesleyan University, just off Silver Lake Road here in luxurious Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Some call it Bartles Vegas. Taking a look at some of the scores across the conference right now. On the men's side, a couple games going on alongside us. St. Mary up on York, 81-73. That game trying to decide who finishes in fourth, so that actually a big one there, because that determines who's going to be playing a home game. Two 13-8 squads going up against each other there. Southwestern all over Friends, another one of those 13-8 squads. 58-31. Mound Builders have already clinched that #1 seed in the KCAC Conference Tournament. The Eagles right now, they've got a 3-point lead over Kansas Wesleyan. Resetting the stage, it's the silver medal game in the KCAC. The context of that is the Eagles really want to be playing not one but potentially two conference tournament home games next week. That conference tournament will run Thursday, Saturday, and then wrapping around to 2 Mondays from now. So kind of a little bit of a drawn-out event. You play 3 games in the course of 5 days, though. It's a very grueling, not necessarily like a Division I conference tournament, but still deciding a lot. An NAIA national tournament bid. One has already been decided. Southwestern will be there. And the other one will be decided that week. If Southwestern is to win the conference tournament, then it would go to the runner-up team. That's why if the Eagles can have 2 home games, they played phenomenal at home here this season, they in all likelihood would at least have a very clear path, a mathematically significant chance of making that NAIA national tournament. And Donnie Bostwick's first year back, I think that would be a remarkable accomplishment. We'll take another quick break. We'll have second half action coming up right after this. You're listening to Eagle Basketball on KPGM. And we're back here at Mueller Sports Complex, Oklahoma Wesleyan University. Throw 20 minutes back on the clock. Starting fives back out there for both sides. Let's decide the second best team in the KCAC. Coyotes start with the ball. Ramelt drives, kicks to the corner for Fulton. Now up top, throwing it up there. The floater from Gandy is up and in. Gandy 6 points in the contest. 30-29. The Eagles had the lead at 5-4, and then 30-27. There are only 2 leads. Here's Rowe on offense at the free throw line. Isaac gave him the lead with a late 3-pointer. Kicks out to Lawrence. Left wing. High arcing triple off front iron. Wilchcomb reaches back, gets the offensive board. Takes 1 step forward, floats it up there. Can't convert from 7 feet. And Coyotes have the ball. Ramel stepping up left wing. Thought about a 3. Instead gives it off to Fulton. Fulton backing away. Gets a screen from Neri. Fulton steps up to the free throw line, kicks it back out to Allen. Now they work it far side to Ramelt. Ramelt guarded by Fikert. Gets a screen, crossover dribble, 12 to shoot. Ramelt in the middle of the lane, shovels it to Neri, and that shot affected on the way up. Fikert is going to pick up his second foul of the contest. Neri fouled on the way up. Only 2 points for the big fella. Senior out of El Paso, Texas. Silver Lake College transfer. 6'6" senior to the stripe. First foul shot on the mark, mounted at 30. 19 minutes remaining in the regular season. Neri could give the Coyotes the lead once again, but he will not. That one off the mark. Wilchcomb secures the board. Big Josh has 2 points and now 8 rebounds in this one. We'll see if the Eagles can get him going offensively. 30-all. Wilchcomb sets a screen for Malvo. Trying to get around Neri, who shoved his hip at Malvo. Neri raises his hand. He knew that foul was on himself. Trying to double off the pick. KJ Malvo, you don't want to let him get around that edge. He's so deadly from that position. A pick and roll point guard. He's an extraordinaire. He'll get another screen from Wilchcomb. KJ, top of the key, crossover, getting in the lane, floats it up. The alley-oop to Wilchcomb, no, but the tip from Rowe will go down. Wilchcomb had that slip off his fingertips. Isaac Rowe got the bucket, and they're going to say he was fouled by Terrell Candy as well. That one, kind of a mistake of a play, but it results in 2 and could possibly earn 3 points. That late three-pointer from Isaac Rowe in the first half that gave the Eagles the lead, his only first-half bucket. And he converts from the line, Isaac, now with 6 points. 33-30, Eagles out in front. Just over a minute into the second half. Rowe running hip for hip with Ramble. Lawrence meets him at the timeline on the double team, but he'll give off to Fulton. Fulton off a pick from Neri. Finds Neri short corner, right side, baseline. Neri trying to attack the cup. Wilchcomb blocked shot. He's blocked a shot in every game he's played in this season. Here's Malvo. Resetting the offense. Eagles by 3. Wilchcomb has a high ball screen. KJ takes it over to the left wing, works it to Lawrence in the corner left side. Lawrence taking it to the deck, puts it up there, floats it up, no good. Wilchcomb offensive board, sends it back outside to Malvo. Malvo off the screen from Rowe. Malvo in the lane, up and under with the left hand, flips it up there very nearly. Had that one go through. Some playful punching of the padding there down on the baseline. KJ frustrated, but he knows he's got an opportunity for 2 points. Malvo, phenomenal first half effort, 15 points for KJ. Just letting it fly from beyond the arc, shooting with so much confidence. Been a lot of fun to watch. KJ on the line, first one through. By far the game's leading scorer with 16. Next closest is Zach Ramble with 7. Tells you how KJ is really just taken over this contest. Second free throw up and in as well. Malvo now has 17 points today. Full court pressure from the Eagles. Allen catches the pass. Gets it to the middle. Gandy now Ramble far side trying to get by Rowe. Shovels it across. And now they have Fulton left corner. Fulton dumps off for Neri. And the shot blocked, but on the way down. It's a goaltend call on Wilchcomb. Give Neri 2 points there. The Eagles press. Didn't offer much resistance that time down. Third point of the half for Raul Neri. 35-32 under the 18 minutes. Close action here as advertised. Two teams knotted second place in the standings. Who wants to take it more? Wilchcomb and Rose set a double screen for Malvo. Will take it right wing. Gives the ball off over Lawrence. Lawrence driving on Allen. Baseline. Now turns around. Whips it back up top for Malvo. Spot up. Right wing. Triple. Nothing but net. KJ Malvo. He's ridiculous. 20 points for him in 22 and a half minutes of game time. He hasn't even been out there for all of that. More points than minutes here. 38-32. Eagles' biggest lead of the day at 6. Here's Ramble spinning away from Lawrence. Drives, kicks to Allen, right corner. Allen now driving the lane at the free throw line. Kicks up top to Ramble. Ramble driving again. A lot of drive and kick offense. Here's Fulton. Fumbled the pass. Now launches up a 3. Off back iron. Lawrence long rebound. Touch pass to Malvo. The Eagles don't have numbers offensively. K-Dub got back well on defense. Malvo, can he do it again? Lobs it for Wilchcomb on the block. Plants his feet. Fights the ball up and in. Gets the foul too. Josh Wilchcomb puts the Eagles up 8. Only his second bucket of the contest on a great find from Mr. Everything, KJ Malvo. He wants this second seed more than anybody. Timeout being called, Eagles leaving to some applause. They're on a 10-2 run in the last 2 minutes. That timeout coming from Anthony Monson. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on KPGM. More on the way. Welcome back here to the Mueller Sports Complex. Oklahoma Wesleyan out in front by its widest margin all night, 40-32. Before the timeout, Joshua Wilchko made a bucket, got fouled, so Big Josh at the foul line right now trying to convert a three-point play. Wilchko, high arcing free throw, and it's through the cylinder. 41-32. Jansen Litsky is going to relieve Big Josh. Nice bucket, though. The Eagles on a nice run here now, 11-2 in the last 2 minutes. And a foul committed 90 feet away from the basket there. They're going to get this one on Elbert Lawrence. Just the second one on Elbert. The Eagles showing full court pressure. The reason why that foul was committed. Here's Ernest Carter. Carter throws it far side for Kramer, runs under the pass, crosses the timeline. Kramer at the top of the key, works it over to Gandy. Now they feed Ithello cross in the post, give off to Gandy, can't convert. Carter snags the offensive board. Coyotes keep it alive. They work it up top. Here's Allen. Hesitation dribble. Plants tries to barrel through Litsky. Foul called. It's a block. Donnie Bostwick throws his hands up in the air. Jansen Litsky picks up his second. Third foul on the Eagles. First 3 minutes. Kansas Wesleyan already has 4. Free throws could be a big determining factor down the stretch. On the line today, Kansas Wesleyan 5 of 9. Make it 5 of 10 as Allen misses. Allen 2 points in the game. They've come from the line. Starting guard, senior Fairview, Kansas native. He rattles that second one home, so splits the pair 41-33. Eagles playing solid basketball to start the second half. They had a lot of momentum to end the first half as well. They've given up 9 points in the last 10 minutes of game time. Here's Rowe in the lane, floats one up there, doesn't draw anything. Litsky had it slip through his hands. Headed the other way, it's the Coyotes. Carter passes to Kramer, middle of the court, to the corner right side, Allen. Allen brings it up top, Gandy gets a screen from Carter. Gandy plants, sends it to Allen on the right wing. Now on the block, it's Cross. Cross backing down the freshman Litsky, works it outside Kramer, 13 to shoot. A lot of ball movement on this possession. Coyotes drawing it out. Allen off the screen, driving right side, fouled by Litsky. And Jansen Litsky, that's his third one. Referee made that maybe a little bit more dramatic than necessary, I'll say, for a pretty common foul. Heard a lot of complaints about the officiating in this conference. That's all I'm going to say. 16:03 on the clock, 41-33. Allen back to the line, converts the first one. 4 points for him. Jake Fikert slaps hands with Raymond Alexander. That's the substitution Donnie making here. 16:03 on the clock. 41-34. Allen at the line. Knocks that one down. 3 of 4 in the quarter is Rashawn Allen. 6-point contest, 2-possession game. Still a lot of basketball left to be played here on Saturday evening. KJ Malvo gets a high ball screen from Litsky. Gets a switch, has Cross on him. Now Gandy recovers. Inside it goes. Isaac Rowe driving baseline underneath. Dumps off to Litsky. Litsky on the left block. Gets under the defender. Floats it up. Can't go. Litsky trying to get the board, but it's tipped out to Gandy. Coyotes the other way. Kramer, 2 defenders on him. Rowe jabs the ball free. Goes out of bounds on the far side. Nice job thwarting that fast break attempt, though, by Isaac Rowe in hot pursuit from behind. Jervis Hamilton's going to check in. Jansen Litsky having a hard time with a bigger defender, or bigger offensive player, Ifello Cross. Jervis providing a little bit more bulk down low. Hopefully that'll do the trick. 6-point deficit. Coyotes have the ball on offense. It's Kramer. Gets a screen from Cross at the free throw line. Kramer flips it up over his shoulder. Won't go. Cross offensive board over 2 guards. Gets it back outside to Gandy. Gandy spinning. Floater off front iron. No. Jervis the Jamaican the board. He'll get it to KJ. Quick outlet to Brayman Alexander. Brayman pull up from the elbow. Jump shot. Knocked down. A big one. Big shot. Brayman. Only his first bucket of the day. 43-35. Eagles go back up front by 8. See if they can get a stop and stretch it to double figures. Here's Carter working on Alexander. Right wing to the free throw line. Gives off to Kramer. Some motion cuts Allen. Allen at the top of the key. Now backing away. 15 to shoot. Ball screen from Cross. Allen dumps it off inside. Hamilton gets the steal. Eagles on the break. They have numbers. Bounce pass to Malvo. It's behind him. Kramer has the ball on the deck. It's a tie-up. Referee's quick to blow that whistle. Eagles lucky to keep possession there. They had the numbers they wanted on the break, but a little bit of an errant pass there forces that tie-up. Under 15 minutes, Josh Wilchcomb, couple minutes on the bench. He'll slap hands with Albert Lawrence, who comes out of the game. Chris Murphy also going to enter as well. That'll send Isaac Rowe out. So the 5, Hamilton, Murphy, Alexander, Wilchcomb, and Malvo. KJ has 20 points in the ball game. We'll see if he can get an open shot. Hamilton on the baseline. Heaves it up top for Chris Murphy near the center circle. He'll give it to Malvo, extended from the left wing. Kramer, the defender, giving him about 2 feet of space. KJ walking over to the top of the key. Now takes a screen from Wilchcomb over to the left wing. Feeds Brayman Alexander straight away. Brayman matched up with the defender Darius Hammond. He's only a freshman. We'll see if Brayman can give him the work. Brayman pulling up, kicks to Jervis Hamilton. Right corner, Jervis taking it to the basket. Shot fake, but a travel first. Good ball movement from the Eagles on that possession, but it results in another turnover. The Eagles rocking 3 forwards, 2 guards out there. Trying to get a little bigger on defense. I wonder how long Isaac Rowe, kind of their tweener guy, is going to stay on the bench. 14.5 minutes. They lead by 8. Kramer drives into the paint. Little resistance. And he'll hesitate on the way up of his shot attempt, fouled by Wilchcomb. Big Josh. Just 2 fouls on him. He's got 5 points already, 10 rebounds for him. Eagles plus 7 on the glass. Kramer heads to the line. 8 of 13. From the foul line are the Coyotes. Trying to get a big win on the road. Would be a sweep over the Eagles. Kramer's first foul shot, it's through. 43-36, and the move I suspected would happen. Jervis Hamilton out, Isaac Rowe back in. Kramer at the line. Freshman out of Aurora, Colorado, knocks that one down. 6 points for Kramer. 43-37, stays a 6-point ball game, 14-20 on the clock. Brayman Alexander has the defender Hammond on him, gets a screen from Wilchcomb. A lot of pick and roll offense for the Eagles. Here's a pass from the wing up top to KJ Malvo. Wilchcomb setting a screen. Malvo trying to get around the defender on the switch. KJ driving in the lane, flips that one up there wildly, and he's going to be fouled. I don't think they're going to give him the shot attempt, though. They'll get this foul on Terrell Gandy. That's his 3rd. 5th team foul on Kansas Wesleyan. Both teams with 5 fouls. Now, one referee said this was not a shooting foul. All the guys lined up in the lane. Yeah, it's a foul on the floor, but Gandy, one of the top scorers for this Kansas Wesleyan team, he heads to the bench with 3 fouls. We'll see for how long. Wilchcomb passes to KJ, near side in the corner, gets it right back. Wilchcomb on the block, backing down Cross. A good matchup. Wilchcomb dribbling with the right, spins over the left shoulder, off the glass and in, converts from close range, is able to shorten the distance between himself and the basket expertly with those long legs of his. 45-37, Darius Hammond has the ball for the Coyotes. Gets a screen from Cross. Hammond at the free throw line, kicks it up to Kramer, right wing driving in, and a foul called. Chris Murphy slid over to draw the foul. Referee jumped over him. This referee really thinks he's a cool guy. They're going to call this a shooting foul. Referees that draw attention to themselves, if you couldn't tell, are a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, and we got one of those here today. 45-37. I'm not on the scorer's table, by the way. I'm perched up high, so I can say what I want. 13:40 on the clock. Marquise Kramer going to head back to the stripe. Just converted a pair a couple times to go down the floor. Donnie Bostwick screaming at Chris Murphy, tried to fill the lane and take that charge, but he was way late getting over. Now Albert Lawrence coming in. Murphy sits. So Kramer only has one here. They're actually going to give him credit for the bucket. And he'll knock down the free throw. Confusing sequence there. That makes it 45-40. Isaac Rowe has to call a timeout on the baseline. It's Kansas Wesleyan created a lot of pressure. One of these moments where Wesleyan of Oklahoma, of course, needs to gather themselves mentally. Still have a 5-point lead, 45-40, with 13 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. It's just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Talked about how the Eagles really have a ton of scoring options, and they've shown that all season long. But today it's really been the KJ Malvo show. He's got 20 of their 45. Nobody else has more than 7. That's Joshua Wilchcomb on 3 of 8 shooting. Brayman Alexander's 1 of 5 today. Albert Lawrence 1 of 4. Jake Fikert 1 of 4. Isaac Rowe 2 of 6. Eagles could really use a second option to start get going in this game. Not only take some pressure off of KJ Malvo mentally, but also draw the attention of some more defenders. Some full court pressure being instituted by the Coyotes here. Inbound goes to Brayman Alexander. He'll flip it back to KJ. Press backs off. KJ Malvo, he's a burner. Fastest player in the conference in my opinion. I've seen every team twice. Malvo calls for a high ball screen, gets it from Wilchcomb on the right wing. Wilchcomb slips, KJ feeds him on the block. Now they work it back outside. Rose steps into a 3, high arcing shot off front iron, no good. Nathaniel Leach gets the board. Wesleyan of Kansas could make it a 1-possession basketball game. Here's Hammond, matched up with Brayman Alexander. Calls for a screen from Cross. Hammond to the top of the key, picks up his dribble, pivots, feeds Leach. Now cross-court pass to the right wing. It's Kramer. Kramer stepping up off the screen at the free throw line, hesitates, now finds Hammond outside the arc, 10 seconds. Hammond, shot fake on the baseline, works it back up top to Kramer, 7 to shoot. KJ around the screen defensively. They whip it to Carter, 4 seconds. 1 dribble back up top. Leach, a long 3 straight away, misses. Rebound by Hammond of all people, but he flips it right back to Wilchcomb. The 6-foot guard for Kansas Wesleyan got that offensive board, but turned it over quickly. Alexander in the corner left side, showing dribble moves, flips it up top for Malvo. Malvo backing away. The Eagles drawing out some of their possessions as well. It's just been a grinded out basketball game. KJ crossing over on Hammond, trying to put the work on the freshman. Kicks it to the right corner, Albert Lawrence. He likes that spot. Albert up to the wing, crossing over, spinning on Leach at the elbow. Albert dumps it off to Rowe, right-handed floater off back iron. Wilchcomb offensive board and an easy bucket. Wilchcomb's got 9 points and 11 rebounds now. The Eagles back out in front by 7. Crowd loving the hard work there from blue-collar Josh Wilchcomb. Well on his way to another double-double. Josh got 7 on the year. Here's Hammond skying in the air, changes direction, passes to Leach on the wing right side. And here's an entry pass to Carter. Rowe tried to go over the top for the steal. Carter slips by. He's fouled on the way to the cup. It's going to be free throws. 17th foul on the Eagles. This one goes on Albert Lawrence, his 3rd. Albert hasn't necessarily been the factor defensively that he always has been. Not necessarily a #1 scorer, though, to put on him. Kansas Wesleyan doesn't have a single player in double figures, by the way. Marquise Kramer has 8. They've had a very balanced attack. Albert heads to the bench. Fikert back in, defense for offense. See if Fikert can ignite it. He loves to play up to these big games. Carter, first end of the 1-and-1. No good. Wilchcomb snatches rebound. Number 12 right off the rim. 12 minutes to go. 47-40. Malvo skips one to Rowe, top of the key, matched up with Carter. Now back to Malvo, touch pass to Wilchcomb on the block right side, facing up Cross. Now he sends it across the court to Alexander, drawing some contact, fires it up and in! Freeman, the shot fake, drew the defender, leans into and shoots it up and in from 12 feet. He turns to his bench, wants to pump up his brothers. You love Brayman Alexander. He's got a nose for stuff like that. One of those guys that he can create points in a multitude of different ways. Maybe he's the guy that fires up this crowd. Eagles out in front by 9. They've only scored 2 field goals here in the last 2 minutes plus. Brayman Alexander to the stripe though, 75% foul shooter. See if he can convert an and one. Brayman sends it up there, rattles around, no good. Rowe fighting through traffic, trying to get the board. They're going to get a foul. 2 Kansas Wesleyan players on the floor. They're going to call a foul on one of them, I believe. No, it's on Isaac Rowe. Referee pointing at everybody. That's our favorite zebra out there. 11:42 on the clock, so this is going to be free throws on the other end. as Rowe had quite a bit of carnage, knocking down 2 Coyotes on the way to unsuccessfully grabbing that rebound, I might add. Zach Ramelt to the stripe. Ramelt had 7 points in the first 8 minutes or so of this contest, hasn't scored since then. First free throw, no good, hardly anything on that. Kansas Wesleyan's free throw woes continue. They're 11 of 18. 49-40, Eagles could go out in front by double figures, first time all day. 11.5 minute mark, Malvo off a screen, pops, fires from straight away, off to the left, Lipscomb, another board. On the left block, backing down Neri, reverses it to Fikert, shot fake, Fikert steps up, now sends it to Malvo, top of the key. They work it to Bremen in the corner, has to regain possession of the basketball, fires one off front iron, lost all of his rhythm there. Kramer full head of steam, bounces one for Leach. Leach on the block right side, might have gotten away with the travel, but doesn't make the layup anyways. No good on the shot. Roll the board, Eagles running the other way, feeding Malvo on the corner left side. KJ slowing it up. He'll dribble it back up top. The Eagles want to go into their half-court set. Here's a lob over the top of Neri. Lipscomb catches, and he's fouled on the way up. Nice find by KJ Malvo. Knew the perfect trajectory to get that pass to just loft it over the defender inside. Lipscomb, 9 points, 12 rebounds, heads to the stripe. Eagles controlling the tempo of this ball game in their own kind of unique way. It's really been their defense that's bled dry Kansas Wesleyan. They're playing aggressively, and the Coyotes are not making their free throws. The Eagles, on the other hand, are 9 of 10. Lipscomb bends at the knee and misses that one off back iron. The Eagles, after making their first 9, have missed 2 foul shots in a row. Kramer and Leach check out. Braden White, Rashawn Allen, 2 guards, re-enters Anthony Monson, making a substitution here. 11 minutes left in the game. Lipscomb on the line for one more. Josh can't get either of them to go. A foul down low as Neri and Alexander hit the deck. And this foul going on Raul Neri. He's 6'6". Bremen Alexander listed at 5'10". So there's going to be free throws for Bremen. Neri his 4th. They're starting interior presence there, forward or center, whatever you want to call him. Lipscomb going to check out momentarily. Chris Murphy back in. So Bremen on the line, shooting 1-1. It's a physical basketball game. Both teams have 8 fouls with 11 minutes remaining. Bremen on the line, and he converts. 10-point lead for the Eagles. 50-40. Bremen, 5 points in the contest. Trying to add on from the line. And he does. Del City High School grad, Oklahoma City native, 6 points in the contest, 51-40, Eagles lead. Coyotes on offense. Carter, dribble handoff to Ramelt. They work it around to Gandy. Now cross-court pass right wing to Rashawn Allen. Allen off a screen, works it up top to Gandy. A lot of passing around the arc. Here's Carter at the elbow now. Backing down Murphy. Fikert draws the ball free, but Allen recovers it on the right wing. Here's Ramelt, top of the key, driving. Now turns around, feeds Gandy. Stop and pop 3 straight away. It's an air ball. It'll go out of bounds. Shot clock was down to 4 as well. The air ball chance reigning in. Such a lovely chorus chiming in here today. 10.5 minutes to go, 51-40. Eagles in control here in the second half. On a nice run here, 6-0 the last 3 minutes plus. Alexander has the ball left wing, 15 to shoot. To Isaac Rowe up top. Now Fikert, right wing, Fikert. Driving baseline, works it up top, Murphy, feeding Isaac Rowe, right wing, 3, hits it. Isaac Rowe getting going now, his second dribble, 9 points in the game for him. Kansas Wesleyan struggling mightily on the offensive end. They've been held scoreless for nearly 4 minutes. Here's Ramelt, top of the key. 54-40. Ramelt works it near side Rashawn Allen. He'll take it back up to the top of the key. Donnie Bostwick clapping on his Bible, wants to hype up his team. Here's Carter to Ramelt. Baseline right side. Ramelt pulling up from the right wing. Misses. The scoring drought continues. Isaac Rowe spins away after grabbing the board. He'll slow up at midcourt. He'll pass to Alexander, steps into a left wing 3, he got it! Eagles by 17, timeout by Anthony Monson. They're letting it fly, 12-0 to let go. A big momentum bucket from Rowe, and another time down the floor. Big shot, Bremen cashes in from the outside. Eagles by 17, the KCAC silver medal game. More coverage coming up on KPGN. bop. And we're back here, Mueller Sports Complex to the side of this one. Eagles reeling right now on a 12-0 run spanning the last 4 minutes. Kansas Wesleyan looking for answers. Anthony Monson, the head coach, trying to hype up his guys in their timeout huddle. They'll start with the ball on offense. Braden White driving up to the top of the key, gives it to Gandy, stops at the free throw line, reverses it to the wing. Carter driving on Murphy, lost control of the ball, regains it, flips it up top, and Alexander the steal. Eagles in transition. Alexander near side, crosses over at the elbow, lobs it to the corner. Fiker feeds Murphy on the block, has a mismatch with Allen. Murphy taking it to him, up with the left, forces it in. 14-0 Eagle run. 6 points for Chris Murphy, 59-40. Where did this come from? This was a close game not that long ago. Eagles need to put their foot on the gas. They can put this one away with a couple more solid minutes like this. Here's White, top of the key. Finds Kramer, 12 on the shot clock, now to Allen. Allen taking it to the top, working on Fiker, driving in right side, flips it up there, gets the bucket and the foul. Scoreless run ended. Only lasted exactly 5 minutes though. A great stretch for the Eagles. Rashawn Allen gets his first field goal of the game to go. He's made 5 free throws on 6 attempts. 7 points on the game. Opportunity to add on one more. A lot of excitement going on right now. Eagles need to keep their focus, play another solid 4 or so minutes of basketball. And around this range, he could put the Coyotes to bed. Rashawn Allen converts from the line. 8:38 on the clock. It's 59-43. KJ Malvo walking the ball into the front court. The Eagles have been drawing out possessions, as I've been talking about. That's going to play to their favor with a 16-point lead and only 8.5 minutes on the clock. The clock is their best friend. Alexander on the left side, trying to get rid of the basketball. Finds Rowe up top, 12 to shoot. Rowe match up with a smaller defender. Kramer has 7 inches on him. Wants a screen. Isaac tells him to back off now. Isolation offense. Stops at the elbow. 4 seconds. Isaac to KJ Malvo. Deflecting pass goes to Brayman. Needs to watch one. 1 on the shot clock. Doesn't draw iron there on that 30-footer. Disjointed possession for the Eagles there. That's exactly what Kansas Wesleyan wants you to do on the offensive end. Coyotes shooting just 36% from the floor as they'll have possession of this basketball after some substitutions. Lawrence and Wilchcomb coming on for Fiker and Murphy joining Rowe, Malvo, and Brayman Alexander, the 5 on the floor. Such a gritty Eagles bunch, and they're a very deep team. I've talked with Donnie at length about this. And he said it's such a luxury having all of these guys that can come in. You know, you can piece together a lineup like this, and you just have, really, this lineup gives you 5 scoring options, and you don't lose anything on the defensive end. Kramer drives baseline, gets it out to A.J. Range, trying to show off from 2-point range, no good. Rowe, the board, thought about hucking it down the floor to Wilchcomb. Instead, gives it off to KJ behind him. Malvo to Alexander, right wing. Brayman trying to get in the lane, stops at the free throw line, gets it back out to KJ, nearly lost it, recovers the ball, sends it to the right corner for Rowe. Rowe, crossover dribble, working on the elbow, lobs it on the block for Wilchcomb, can't quite handle the pass. A.J. Range gets the steal for Kansas Wesleyan. Coyotes head on offense. They'll slow it down. Kramer picked up by Rowe at the center circle. Kramer, hand off. It'll go to Leach. Top of the key. They work it near side. Allen working on Alexander. Driving baseline now. Gets by Brayman. Shot blocked by Wilchcomb off the glass. Rowe recovers. Eagles with numbers in transition. Lawrence on the right wing. They'll toss it up top to Rowe. Rowe taking it to Leach. Crossover. Fouled before he could get inside the painted area. And Isaac Rowe is going to head to the line. He'll have 1 and 1. That's the 9th team foul on the Coyotes. 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. Eagles a 59-43 lead. They're on a 14-3 run, stretching 6.5 minutes. Went on a very similar run at the end of the first half, where you can bleed an offense dry like this. We saw this in the women's game as well. You don't even have to be playing phenomenal offense. You can get the job done. Raymond checking out. Jake Fikert back in. Two of the elite shooters. I love to see a Jake Fikert, Raymond Alexander three-point contest. Throw KJ Malvo in there too. Rowe on the free throw line. Knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. Isaac now in double figures with 10. Second Eagle to do it. Josh Wilchcomb knocking on the door. He's got 9 as well. Rowe's second free throw through. And the Eagles have a 61-43 lead with 7 minutes remaining. Here's Kramer stepping up top of the key on offense for the Coyotes. Gives it off to Leach. Still working it around the arc deliberately in their half-court set. Offensive foul called, illegal screen. A fist bump from Donnie Bostwick. He loves it. His guy's playing so hard today. Anthony Monson wants an explanation on the Coyotes sideline. That'll be the 10th foul on the Coyotes. Dead ball offensive, so it'll be a side inbound. Rowe, Malvo, Lawrence, Fikert, and Wilchcomb. Another very talented lineup that Donnie can throw out there. Eagles have dominated the second half, outscoring Kansas Wesleyan 31-16, already eclipsing their first half point total of 30. Here's Malvo driving in, flips it up for Wilchcomb, catches, and puts it up and in. Double-double, number 8, Josh Wilchcomb. Has he been a revelation for this team or what? They lead by 20, 63-43. Here's Allen in the corner, 6.5 minutes on the clock. Getting to crunch time as Carter heaves a three, flat shot misses. Fikert claps his hands together for the board. Ball poked out from behind. Gandy knocked it out of bounds. Eagles keep possession. Stay the course right now, doing really everything right. Take care of the basketball. Keep shooting the ball at about a 42-43% clip the rest of the way, and the Eagles have a nice recipe here. Malvo gonna walk it into the front court. Wilchcomb gonna set a high ball screen. KJ takes it toward the left wing. 2 defenders follow. He'll get it up top to Isaac Rowe. Isaac driving through the right side of the lane, forcing it up to the 10 and through off the glass. Isaac Rowe a big bucket. He's got 12 points, 22-point Eagle lead. The run extends 20-3 over the last 8 minutes. Here's Neri in the paint trying to flip one up over Wilchcomb. Off back rim, no good. Josh gets another rebound. He's got 14. Couldn't have drawn up a better first 15 minutes of the second half for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They took the momentum into halftime and they've just ran with it, absolutely ran with it. These Coyotes look so defeated. KJ's going to draw down the shot clock to 10, flips it to the corner, Lawrence, entry pass to Wilchcomb. Defender tries to go over the top, reversal to Fikert, it goes out of bounds. Jake couldn't find that one. Jake says, I'm right here, I'm not in the student section where that pass ended up. 5 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here. Not going to brief you on any scores around the league. This is the only one that matters. Eagles by 22 at home. Final regular season contest. Trying to get win number 22. Here's Leach. Gives it off to Hammond. Hammond shot fake at the free throw line. Works it to Leach on the wing. Backing away from Malvo. Calls for a screen. Gets it from Neri. Leach driving. Left side baseline. Reverse layup. No good. Wilchcomb fouls him. Big Josh. Foul number 3. Wilchcomb's played some great basketball today. 11 and 14. Anthony Monson on the Coyotes sideline. He wants a timeout before free throws will be coming. 5:03 remaining. 65-43. Eagles out in front. More Wesleyan basketball coming up on KPGN. To the Mueller Sports Complex. Oklahoma Wesleyan pep band getting into it. 65-43. Your Eagles lead here at home over Kansas Wesleyan. 5 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. Nathaniel Leach was fouled before the timeout. He'll head to the line, 2 shots. Both teams in the double bonus. Leach at the line, converts. 5 points for him. Over his seasonal average of 4.5. Ernest Carter going to check in for Raul Neri. Neri's got 4 fouls. Anthony Monson wants to be careful with him down the stretch, but I don't know if it's going to matter here. The Eagles have done a nice job of slowing down this ball game. I think they've kind of gotten out of their own personal tendencies in this one. as Leach rattles home the second one, 65-45. They've really just dominated on defense. Here's a 60-foot inbound pass to Wilchcombe. Had the ball poked free by Gandy, goes out of bounds directly in the corner. Coyotes were putting on a full court press, but the Eagles have played kind of the Kansas Wesleyan style of offense. Draw down these shot clocks. You don't have to get up a quick shot every single time down the floor. Rowe, hand off to Malvo right in front of him on the inbound. KJ takes it back up top. As a defender on him, it's Marquise Kramer, the freshman, might be overmatched. KJ, only 5 points in the second half after 15 in the first. The Eagles had a much more balanced team attack here in the second half. Josh Wilchcombe sets a high ball screen. KJ doubled out of it. 10 on the shot clock. KJ finds Raymond Alexander. Now they work it to the corner. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Isaac Rowe, off balance, fading jump shot, no good. Albert Lawrence tries to tip the rebound, and Albert is going to pick up his 4th foul there. Trying to come over the top, jarring that ball free, poke it back out to a teammate beyond the arc. Kansas Wesleyan from the line, they've improved a little bit, up to 14 of 21. Eagles 13 of 16. Wesleyan of Oklahoma, I keep saying Wesleyan, 36-22 on the glass. That's a big one. A lot of these stats were even at halftime, but Eagles pulling away as Leach can't convert the front end of 2. Shooting percentages, 44 for Oklahoma Wesleyan, 33 for Kansas Wesleyan. Those full game totals. Leach back to the line for the second, leaves it short again. Wilchcombe, rebound number 15. His season high is 17. That's the conference's season high as well. Malvo passes it into the front court for Lawrence, bounces it to Wilchcombe, 1 dribble, reverse pass, goes to the left wing. Rowe, now up top, KJ Malvo has Ernest Carter, a big on him. KJ driving, kicks it out to Raymond Alexander, right wing, plants, fires, hits from beyond the arc. Raymond Alexander, he's got 12 points, 68-45, the round's on Eric Mueller. Hammond passes to Leach on the left wing, taking it on the deck, trying to drive by Wilchcombe, shot blocked by Rowe, but a foul is going to be called on Isaac. His second. 3:57 remaining in this one. My goodness, this Oklahoma Wesleyan team, since the 7.5-minute mark of the first half, it was 24-17 Kansas Wesleyan. The Eagles have scored 51 in that stretch, 21 for the Coyotes. That in just over 20 minutes of game action, 23 minutes of game action, they've outscored them by 30. Explains a 23-point lead pretty simply. You can close out a half like that and take that momentum in. It just shows the true potential of this team. They're up 68-46 after a made free throw, that you can be up by 20 on the team with an identical record in the conference to you. Kansas Wesleyan's beaten Southwestern 2 times this season. Eagles, of course, have done it once. Very well could have done it twice. Malvo works it right wing to Elbert, driving up to the free throw and kicks it back to Brayman. Brayman stepping on the wings of the Eagles at the half-court logo. 12 on the shot clock as he steps up to the top of the key, making his move. 3.5 in the game. Brayman works it to Albert Lawrence, left wing. Albert spinning away from the defender. Kramer hits the deck. He's fouled. 5 seconds on the shot clock. A little bit of a bailout. They call an offensive foul. Wow. All right. That was actually one of the other 2 referees, not the one I've been picking on today, so we'll buy it. Say Albert shoves an elbow. 22-point lead. The Eagles can't take that to heart. Some smiles on the sideline as Albert's going to exit. That's his 5th. Gene Hartman, assistant coach. Talked with him a lot throughout the course of the season. Already on Wednesday on the bus ride back from Bethel, Gino was saying, we got to beat Kansas Wesleyan. We got to beat Kansas Wesleyan. And again, we got to beat Kansas Wesleyan. As the Coyotes miss a shot, got to think Gene very, very happy with this performance. 68-46, 3:15 remaining. Eagles have the ball in the backcourt. They get it to Fikert. Fikert throws it down to Wilchcombe. Throws it down with authority. Nobody put a body on him. Big Josh Wilchcombe, 70-46. Give him the medal now. Hammond in the left corner throws it up top for Kramer. Kramer beyond the free throw line, jump shot no good. KJ gets the board, he'll get it to Raymond Alexander. Eagles by 24. Brayman spinning in the lane, up with the left hand, and boom! Raymond Alexander, a ridiculous move in the lane, pouring it on here at Mueller, 72-46. Hammond feeding down low, and the bucket no good by Gandy. Been that kind of day for the Coyotes. The bench is going to be cleared here. Rowe works it to Fiker. Stop and pop. Right corner. Fills. Big Fiker, first three-pointer of the game. 75-46. Timeout call. Eagles loving it. 2:27 to go. Doesn't get much better than this. Coming in, it was your biggest game of the season. And to just demoralize your opponent like this, it's phenomenal. It is just phenomenal. Subs coming in, Akbar, Litsky, David Beck wasn't even supposed to play in this one. Marcus Brackens as well. Eagles won by 39 on Wednesday. Up by 29 here today. Difference of opponents rather large. Bethel was 7-21, Kansas Wesleyan 16-11. That's their regular season record. There is a full timeout going on, by the way, so we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We'll have final 2.5 minutes coming up right after this. You're listening to Oklahoma Wesleyan basketball on KPGN. Back here at the Mueller Sports Complex. Fresh faces, a lot of them, entering the ball game right now. It'll be Braden White bringing the basketball up. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in a 29-point contest. They'll give it to Baylor Melcory from Coffeyville, Kansas. He was a Caney Valley Bullpup. Melcory with the ball off the screen. Pull up, long two, and he hits it. Good for Baylor. Caney Valley, Kansas star these last couple of years. Heard a lot about this kid. Never got a chance to see him play a high school game. Cool to see him get to play. Likely has some family on hand here today. Wearing those bright purple shoes. Melcory's free throw well short. Rebound to Chris Murphy. Marcus Brackens, Murphy, Beck, Akbar, and Litsky at the 2-minute mark. 75-48. Eagles dominating the Coyotes today. Here's Brackens feeding Murphy, driving through, left side, jump stop, plants in, banks it up and in. Chris Murphy's got 8 points. Murphy's come on strong. Last 3 games, he's been very, very productive. Here's Nick Murray giving the ball off to Melcory. Melcory drives, kicks to Braden White, left corner, back outside to Baylor. Throw it up top for White. White stepping up, trying to get by Litsky at the free throw line, reverses it. Ball goes to Nick Murray at the foul line. Murray trying to skip it down low, a foul called. I think Murphy got under the back of A.J. Range. Now they'll get Akbar instead. Freshman out of Bentonville, Arkansas, Armand Akbar, by way of Minneapolis. A.J. Range, 2 shots. First one through. 16 of 27 on the stripe as a team for these Coyotes. Range got his first point, and now a lane violation is going to wipe off that second one. Stepping inside, they're going to say it was Jordan Fawcett. 90 seconds to go, 77-49, Eagles out in front. Marcus Brackens going to bring the ball up. Brackens, freshman out of Everman High School, Fort Worth, Texas, gives out to David Beck. Beck gets a high ball screen from Litsky, still has a split on that left hand. Looks like pinky finger and what's the name? Ring finger, there it is. Brackens on the right wing, crossing over. Brackens pull up, 16-footer, ices that one home. Marcus Brackens, 30-point lead once again, a minute to go, 79-49 on offense. Here's Kansas Wesleyan. A.J. Range, shot fake on the baseline, trying to attack, little hook shot over Litsky, goes down. 79-51, 50 seconds left. This Eagle team, just phenomenal season. It'll be their 15th conference win, 22-8. Got a feeling this team could be bound for Sioux Falls, South Dakota in the NAIA National Tournament. Don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, so to speak, here, as Chris Murphy has a ball down low. He's fouled on the way up. But this Eagle basketball team, I think they've shown they're the second best team in the conference, hands down. This league is going to get 2, maybe 3 bids. But I got to think Oklahoma Wesleyan, with 2 conference tournament home games, they've got a pretty high probability to be going to Sioux Falls. Murphy on the line, hits the first. Can he get another? 80-51. Murphy, second one, knocks it down. Third straight game with 10 plus off the bench for Chris Murphy. 30 seconds left in the game, 3-second differential. White splits 2 defenders. Feeds it to Nick Murray. Murray trying to get inside. 3 defenders on him, and Murray converts. 81-53, shot clock turned off. Marcus Bracken's going to trot this one into the front court. The Eagles, in all likelihood, they're going to do it. I think I can say they got the win here. 81-53 going to be our final score. 22-8, they move to 15-7. They've clinched the number 2 seed in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference tournament. What a regular season for the Eagles. Donnie Bostwick pointing to the fans, the student sections. He said, you did this. Donnie's pumped. The players are pumped. I'm pumped. Heck, a great win. 81-53. Eagles get a convincing sweep if you combine the results from the women's game and the men's game, plus 48.